Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to another episode of Sports and Tacos. I'm your host, Spencer Cadigan, and I'm joined tonight with one of my regulars, Robert Sweet Home Alabama Butler. And TMP is taking the night off, so I guess the entire world, we're going to get a lot of sports knowledge tonight. Filling in for him tonight is Taylor Tay Redmond, and he's extremely knowledgeable about all sports, but especially baseball is definitely, at least from my experience, his specialty. He knows more about baseball than I do, for sure.
A lot of knowledge. Yeah.
So we kind of got some catching up to do. It's been a couple weeks since our last episode. Had some technical difficulties, but a lot has gone on in the world of sports. A lot has gone on with the Broncos. A lot has gone on with the Rockies. I guess I want to kick off probably with the Broncos.
Yeah.
If that's okay with everybody. I don't know, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. Dogs and donkeys. Yeah.
And I am also talking football tonight. I'm talking Broncos tonight with a Ravens fan and a Raiders fan. So I don't have my usual TMP Broncos support. Jimmy's on the mic though. I got Jimmy.
Jimmy says he's got you, buddy. Don't worry.
He's got my back. Yeah, and you can chime in if you want. Just
Elvis
so you know.
is in the building.
Gary does it all the time. But anyways, I guess the biggest story of the week for the Broncos is John Elway did the right thing and signed Chris Harris Jr. for this season.
Yeah, very much so.
What are you guys' thoughts? Seeing as how as a Ravens fan, as a Ravens fan, as a Raiders fan, what are your thoughts on my defense becoming top 5 once
top
again?
Top 5, no way.
I don't know about
top 5.
Not this year.
Hey, it helps him. It definitely helps him, but top 5, no.
One of the reasons I think he might have done it is he looked at that schedule. He sees the Raiders week 1.
Yeah.
And they signed this guy. They signed somebody in the office.
Yeah, he's okay.
What was his name? Oh, Antonio Brown.
He catches passes every now and then.
Is who they signed. Yeah. And I guarantee there's only 2 games every year that Elway really cares about winning. And, think about it. If you didn't have Chris Harris Jr., who's covering Antonio Brown?
Nobody. He's free and wide down the sideline all game long, pretty much.
So I think he basically just coughed up that $3 million for Chris Harris Jr.,
which he should have.
Well, you had to,
so that he can get that Week 1 W against the Raiders.
Still don't know about that now.
I don't know about the Week 1 W. I seem to forget who the Broncos quarterback is. Oh yeah. Flacco.
Hey, now Flacco's got a point to prove now. Flacco won't be the reason they lose against the Raiders in Week 1.
He won't be the reason they lose, but he won't be the reason they win either.
That might be true.
That's not true. That line is still devastated. And that defense is not what it used to be. I'm sorry, it's just not.
It's not what it used to be, but
the no-fly zone is
that's
no
the
longer.
Southwest fly you won't zone.
Was it Kareem Jackson?
Yeah, they did sign Kareem Jackson.
And I didn't realize how good that guy.
He's pretty good, man.
He's pretty good. So now that you got, and this is the reason I think maybe possible top 5 defense is now you have back in 2015. There are such things as coverage sacks.
Yeah.
So if now that you have Chris Harris Jr. and Kareem Jackson, a relatively good secondary, you have two of the best, if not the best duo coming at you on every single play. So if they can just, like in 2015, there was a lot of coverage sacks.
Yeah.
You can only sit back there as a quarterback and look around for so long for an open receiver. Yeah. If nobody's open, you look right, oh, Miller's coming, and you get to get rid of the ball, and Chubb just destroys you. You become the cream.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're going to be getting
they become the cream. Yeah. But Week 1, man, but you got to look at that line. Look at the Raiders line that they built up in the offseason. Come on, they got...
It's not going to be an easy task to get cover sacks.
They also got the other Brown from New England. That's a big boy right there. Colton Miller really pumped up in the offseason, put on a lot of weight. Yeah. Have you seen him? Oh, he's a monster.
Now is he ripped out?
Oh, dude. He's huge.
Who's their number 2 receiver?
Number 2 receiver?
Yeah, I can't remember.
It's going to be, well, they got Seth Roberts, but they also got... Oh, jeez. So this is the kind of stuff I want you to cut out.
No, yeah, well, what? I'm just trying to think, because so you got AB.
Yeah. And then we got,
It's all right. It's not like a huge deal that we don't know, but so you
It
got
is a huge deal because I should know. 'cause
that is
I
going to
got-
be a pretty key player in that game
Yeah, he's definitely going to have some free time.
because you
Well,
have Harris.
we got Rapid or that what's his name from Clemson,
Oh, the draftee.
the draftee.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he's gonna
yeah.
be solid. He's gonna be like a little slot receiver. And then we got
It's at Oakland. We could look it up.
yeah, just look at, okay. That's what these are good for.
Yeah.
We're stat boy when we need them. Who's stat boy?
Yeah, that's what everybody needs the stat boy.
We need
Everybody
Stat
needs
boy.
stat boy, but so
it up.
like if you're grading out this game, okay, who's the best quarterback in this game? Is it currently right now
In what game?
in Broncos Raiders
Yeah.
Week 1?
Carr.
I would probably give that one a car.
You think Carr?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I like my boy Flacco, but I
Right.
still think, lately, what have you
I
done?
think I
With
think
what he's got around him, I'd have to say Carr is going to be the better choice.
I
now.
just I think Carr's gotten a bad rap in the last couple of years. Just
Well, and he's got AB
he
now,
hasn't
you
had
know?
much around him, and it's
No, hell, he was an all-pro quarterback until he went down 3 years
I
ago.
know.
I mean,
And it sounds like this is a make or break year for him. Also,
Oh, it's a
Gruden.
make or break year. If it's a proving ground. If he doesn't get the job done this year, I could see this as last year in Oakland.
Yeah, and they're
even before the move to Vegas.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
So I kind of look like this might be just to get your feet wet, then
come
make the real
on.
thing happen next year when they do go to
Okay, we
Vegas.
got Marcel Aitman is still there,
right.
but I'm looking at
So
hold on. I know
you
it's
got Carr versus Flacco. Who's there?
I think-
I've heard good things about that running back they
Dwayne
took in the
Harris,
first round.
Ah, Brennan Jacobs.
Also, and that goes. I guess
Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. Sorry,
Josh
Brennan's
Jacobs.
still at Alabama. Josh
that's
Jacobs.
kind of where I was going with this because it seems like at least
Oh, J.J. Nelson. I forgot him. Yeah, we got him. He came from Arizona. Then we got the Hunter Renfro from Clemson.
That's him.
Hunter
That's
Renfro.
that's a hell of a
That's-
slot guy right there, man.
Tyrell Williams, who
Tyrell
played-
Williams.
Yeah.
Yes. So if
we got some new guys in there.
I
but
don't.
But you need some new blood.
You
Get
need
in
it.
there.
I mean,
yeah.
after last year, with the way Amari Cooper played the last couple of years, I mean, that guy just had no fire. I don't know if it was coaching. I don't know if he just didn't.
Yeah, it's
I
like
just don't think he still has love for the game. I mean, just watching him in Dallas, his 3 touchdown game, that was the first emotion I've ever seen off that guy's face.
Yeah.
So I think in the end, I mean, Derek Carr's been getting a bad rap. He's been getting only receiver he's had worth anything is Jared Cook, and he's gone now, which is unbelievable.
Cook's gone. I didn't realize that.
Cook's
Huh,
gone.
didn't realize that.
He let him go in free agency.
That's tight end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
He was our best receiver the last 2
Yeah,
years.
that's why I was thinking him
Yeah.
with Antonio Brown and these other guys. He'd be a nice fit with that
Antonio
team.
Brown's gonna get. He's gonna get what he gets. Period.
Sure.
But that number 2 receiver is gonna be extremely important.
It's probably going to be Tyrell Williams and then Marcel Aitman.
Right.
Aitman, he came up last year. He played a big role for us and got us some key wins in our few wins.
Yeah.
He helped out
You got it.
in our few wins. We did beat the Broncos our last game, so I was happy about that. Dwayne Harris, baby, with that punt return.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Changed the tide.
Right, that's right. Because like the Broncos D, I mean, you got good pass rush. And now we have a much improved secondary. That's why I was asking about the draft pick because our weakness is going to be stopping the run. I think.
Yeah, but I mean, I like what Elway did with his coaching staff, though, man. He's brought in defensive-minded people and
Yeah, I mean,
offensive
bringing in Munchak.
line people as well,
Bringing
man.
in
I mean,
Munchak.
yeah.
I mean,
That's true for the
who they were
offensive
thinking
ball.
for as a
Well,
head
but
coach.
Fangio was the leader of the best defense in football last year with the Bears.
Yeah.
He's head coach now, so you got to realize they're going to have a little bit
But
more defensive
you
mentality
can be
also.
you can be a great coach, but I mean you still need some talent. I mean we got
Yeah,
Josie,
Broncos have
we have
talent.
Josie Jewell and Todd Davis to stop the run, and
Should have
think-
signed Gerald McCoy today instead of leaving
I
go to
know.
the Panthers.
well there's
A lot of people should have signed Gerald McCoy today.
Yeah, which
and they
Baltimore.
went to the Panthers. Yeah, I was hoping the Raiders would sign him too.
so that will be a weakness, and especially if that your guys' first round draft pick running back is the stud they say he is.
You know what? And then we're still keeping Doug Martin. Doug Martin had a good year last year. I mean, he had a decent year.
Is Beast Mode gone?
He's gone. Now he said the Raiders said they would be open to letting him come back, but I don't see that happening.
Right,
Beast mode isn't beast mode anymore.
true. He's an old Beast Mode. Those Skittles are making him fat.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
The Skittles, yeah. It's the Skittles making him fat, absolutely.
What are your thoughts? Well, personally, my thoughts, anyways, is I think the Raiders are going to be the greatest reality show on television come this fall. Because then this is my reasoning. All right, tell me what your thoughts are on this. You put the two egos. You put Antonio Brown and Vontaze Burfict in the same locker room.
There's more. Richie Incognito.
Oh my God.
Richie Incognito.
Oh my God.
Incognito, that's right.
And Gruden's in there also.
Yeah.
Here's why
you can't make this stuff up.
But you know why it would be great. But here's why it's not going to happen. Gruden's not going to let it happen.
Yeah, keep control.
He's not going to let it happen.
Yeah.
He's not going to lose control of this team. He's trying to turn this around and right shit. He's not going to let it happen. As much as I would like to see it, it's not going to happen. I would be floored if
Hard Knocks would be so awesome
because they usually pick
if they had the
teams.
Raiders.
I mean, they pick teams that nobody cares about, like the Bengals. You're like, cool.
Yeah. Well, they did have the Browns last year, and the Browns kind of came up pretty well last season.
Yeah.
But
what are your honest thoughts on Antonio Brown being a Raiders fan? I mean, obviously everybody's going to love that.
You
but
know
I mean,
what?
do you really think? How many games do you think he plays the whole season? Do you think he freaking goes into crazy little kid temper tantrum mode?
This is a make it or break it year for him too. I mean, he's got to show up.
He got all the
he
money.
Seems like he's at a place he wants to be at.
I think he is, man. He's got to show out. And I've been following him obviously because, I mean, I knew it. I said it the day he wanted out of Pittsburgh. I said he's coming to Oakland.
Yeah,
of course
like the perfect fit right
No,
there.
I just knew it. I knew he was going to Oakland. I was like, that's an Oakland guy right there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with that.
He went, and I was like not surprised at all. And do I love having him? Absolutely.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
You know, and the genius thing behind it, everybody was so up in arms about, John Gruden this, John Gruden that, saying he traded away Amari Cooper for a first-round draft pick. I was like, we did. And we got that first-round draft pick, and then we ended up getting Antonio Brown in trade for a third and a fifth. So it's like we get Antonio Brown and a first-round draft pick to give away Amari Cooper and a third and a fifth-round draft pick.
That's a pretty good deal.
That's a pretty good deal. That's a really great deal.
Man, yeah.
And I think Gruden's got an end game or a master plan, and it's starting to show. I was a little skeptical last year, going,
like, what are you
doing? You let Khalil Mack go. You let Amari Cooper go. You just basically just killed our quarterback. I mean, we're sitting here talking about. Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a show out year where they're gonna show up.
That week 1 game.
Now I don't think they're. Now I'm not saying
must see TV.
I'm not saying they're winning the division.
No, I know.
Kansas City. I mean, you got to defense.
We're talking Broncos Raiders in a year where they're both.
Hey, and I hope the Broncos do well. I mean,
competing for the basement.
I love it when that AFC West is tough. I mean, I don't like anybody on the bottom in there. I just hard-nosed, beat each other up. I mean, same with you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Big games against Pittsburgh.
Yep.
The Browns now.
Yeah, I'm worried about the Browns, man.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the Browns this year.
Man.
Dude, the Browns freaking could make
But I am glad that Antonio Brown's out of the AFC North. So.
You guys don't got to see him twice
no more twice a year for him, plus taking us out of the playoffs on Christmas
But no,
night.
I'm happy at the end of it, I'm happy to have him in Oakland. I think he's going to be a great asset.
Yeah.
And hopefully he can show some of these young receivers that we got on our roster because they're young.
Yeah.
Besides Tyrell Williams, they're young. Those guys played ball last year, and he's going to show them a lot. So,
and every one of those guys if they didn't look up to him or
they watched him.
They knew Antonio Brown, so they're going to take everything he has to say for him right there, definitely.
Do you think he's that type of dude, though?
Yeah.
I think he is.
I think he's that type of dude.
Now that he's got his contract and he's happy and he doesn't have Big Ben freaking and all the drama.
And a lot of people talking about Big Ben, and they, even
that's what it sounded like.
And another guy who just came out the other day and said something about it too. It was like somebody that played with him a while ago. Like it wasn't Joey Porter, but someone in.
About Roethlisberger.
I know
someone just came out, and I was like, "Whoa!"
All these stories are starting to leak out
about Big Ben.
It was the running back.
Le'Veon?
No, it wasn't Le'Veon.
Roethlisberger's
it was another running back.
It wasn't Bettis.
Felt like a good guy in my mind.
It wasn't Bettis.
Well, didn't somebody say that he fumbled intentionally?
Yes, that was Le'Veon Bell.
That was Le'Veon?
Le'Veon said that.
Okay,
but somebody just came out recently and said another story about him, and they were like, yeah, this guy's not what he says he is.
Right. Yeah.
Huh. And I'd take their word, man. Like I say, I've never
100%.
I've never thought Roethlisberger is the
because I guess
golden boy of anything. He seemed
just
like
he didn't rape that.
Yeah, right. Just ask the Georgia people who the state of.
Yeah, exactly. But on paper, I mean, the Broncos and the Raiders both are much improved.
Absolutely.
And now that the Broncos signed Chris Harris, I've been saying 8-8 all year. But now that we signed Chris Harris, I could see a 9-7 or a 10-6.
No, man,
don't get me wrong,
but
Kansas City, Tyreek Hill sounds like he's a question mark. So they've lost Kareem Hunt and Tyreek Hill. Don't get me wrong, they got Mahomes. But Tyreek Hill was, the guy was 10 yards wide open every freaking play. No matter, the Broncos in a couple of those games did, at least from what I saw, the best job of putting pressure on him. There was plays where Miller or Chubb were this far from sacking him, and he'd throw a left-handed miracle pass to Tyreek Hill, 30 yards wide open down the field. So now that he's gone, don't get me wrong, the Chargers are the Chargers.
I don't think he's gone.
But I think with what's gone on just recently in the AFC West,
it opens
it up. It's not so predetermined
it opens it up now
as
it
was.
Yeah.
So
I think that's probably the hardest division in football right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Top to bottom.
Top to bottom, yeah.
That's the last place.
In San Diego, you think old man Phillip Rivers that he's just going to fold one day? He just
year in and year out. Year in and year out.
He just keeps killing it. That guy just
Energizer
Bunny. He gets different receivers every year, different running backs every year. He has
new
a different
babies
line every year.
And they're hurt every
pops
year.
Out kid number 12.
Yeah, he's got like 12 kids. That's going to be he's going to play. They're going to play football with his dad.
Him and Travis Henry. Except for Travis Henry had 11 kids with 11 different baby mamas.
That's a lot of child support. You better sign another contract.
I think that's why he was moving kilos. You got that much child support to pay.
But no, I've got good, man. I really could see the wild card coming out of the West.
Not that anybody.
Hell, if not both of them, the way they're playing.
Let you chime in a little bit about your Ravens. We'll just put in our earplugs and just.
I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen.
I am too,
because we gave away half our defense. We drafted a lot of offensive people to help out Lamar, but he ain't shown that I've seen that he can throw the ball too.
That's what I've heard. I've heard in the OTAs he is not picking up the passing game,
and that's.
How long can you
saw the San Diego
game?
The Chargers game last year when we beat their butt 3 weeks before. Then we play them first round of the playoffs and just get smoked by them because they figured them out that quick.
Yeah, that was the game where they were like, "Why don't you put in Flacco?"
Yeah. Which luckily for Denver they didn't, because he might not have left Baltimore.
That's true.
Yeah, right.
So,
but no, I'm still up in the air about Ravens, man.
I don't know. So basically, it's going to be must-see TV. Broncos, Raiders.
That should be an excellent game of Week 1, man.
I'm trying to think. That's about all that's going on. And the only other stuff, like football news, that I could think of off the top of my head is I was reading that CBS Sports had picked their top 5 breakout stars for NFL this year, and number 1 on the list, Courtland Sutton.
Really?
Boom! Yeah, number 1 on the list. And it's because
he's got a big arm behind him.
Boy.
He's got a big arm behind him.
The guy can go up and get the ball.
Yeah,
if it's thrown in his general vicinity.
But he just did not show me much of nothing last year.
Keenum, yeah.
You can't blame all that on Keenum.
No, I know. He didn't show the whole time.
He definitely wasn't a Keenum he was the year before, but
still.
Yeah, but he also had that defense behind him in Minnesota.
Yeah, that helps you big time.
He just had to manage the game. There's a difference when you have someone who manages the game. Trent Dilfer, for example, won the Super Bowl with
best defense in football
in 2000.
History, possibly.
Probably the best defense in history. Arguably the best defense in history. That guy was not a good quarterback.
Oh, hell no, man.
He was a great game manager.
That's all you got to have.
Brad Johnson, when he beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl. That guy
that defense was
a great quarterback.
Also.
And that was arguably top 3 defense of all time as well. And
God, who are the top 5 quarterbacks to ever win the Super Bowl? Top 5 suckiest quarterbacks to ever win a Super Bowl.
There's 2 of them right there.
There's 2 of them. Didn't Hostetler?
No,
he did with the Giants.
He came in and filled in for Phil Simms.
Who was the... Oh, well, what's his... Were you just talking about the guy with the Ravens? Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson, Jeff Hostetler. Who else would be top 5 worst quarterbacks to ever win a Super Bowl? 2 more.
Tom Brady. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
He's terrible. He's terrible.
Horrible guy.
Sucks.
Should have never drafted him out of Michigan.
Yeah, we're the Patriots thinking. Worst pick ever.
Yeah, God.
God,
I'm drawing a blank because everybody thinks pretty good.
It seems like if you don't have a superstar quarterback, you ain't even in the running.
But you don't need to have the superstar win. You look at the Broncos last Super Bowl, Peyton Manning. He didn't go out and show off.
And the thing about all those teams is they all had top 10 ever defense.
Well, that's what you got to have, man. That's the old adage: defense wins championships. Always.
Jim McMahon, he was no freaking superstar.
You're right, Jim McMahon.
But they had the '85 Bears. I don't know who else. Like Earl Morrall, maybe, like in the '70s for the Dolphins. Did he win a Super Bowl?
I have
was
no
way before
clue
my
about that
time,
now.
so
Was that, like, and I just know that from watching, like, when I was a kid. I used
It's like
to
Mark Rippon.
I used to stay up all night
Yeah, he
before
was
the
actually
Super
kinda good,
Bowl
I
because you know
think.
ESPN would
Yeah.
show the half-hour special of every Super Bowl ever.
Yeah, I remember
That's
those.
the
Yeah,
only
hell
reason I
yeah.
even know that.
Yeah, I
So,
remember those. Yeah.
I don't know. Anybody else got any witty, intelligent comments on NFL season? That's
Well,
not
let's just do the
3 months
last thing
away?
I got, the
what do you got?
shortened
Yeah, you
preseason.
brought that up, definitely.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
I
Yeah.
definitely think they're talking about Roger Goodell came out today and said he wants it shortened to 2 games.
I'm
I
all
am
for it.
Okay
Oh,
with that.
absolutely.
All for it.
Like, there's no reason they play 4 or 5. The
No.
Hall of Fame game.
And
is a joke.
charge full price for the tickets. You go to a preseason game, it's not much cheaper than going to a regular season
Yeah,
game.
it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, hell, half
And
the
you-
people get hurt before
And you
it's
don't
done.
see anybody. It's
Nobody
ridiculous.
plays but the
It's
third
not
game,
fun.
and that's it. And
If
that's,
people
yeah.
give me preseason tickets, I'm like, yeah,
I-
Bama, you want to go?
I
Yeah,
always-
well, me and Tony did that last
Yeah,
year.
that's horrible.
Michigan
I
Bob gave
always-
us some to the Jets
It's
game, I believe it
horrible.
was.
I always think it's
preseason.
funny, especially
We
game,
watched the cheerleaders most of the game.
especially game
You
4,
know, so, yeah.
especially game 4 of preseason. Like you get on Facebook, there's a million posts. Hey guys, anybody want my tickets? You're just like, no.
And this was
Yeah,
game
for-
4 we
for
went to.
week 1,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
For week 1, yes. For week 4, no. But then you look at the price on the ticket. You're just like, Jesus, they think somebody's gonna pay that for freaking watching a bunch of third stringers compete for like the last freaking
No.
spots on the
Yeah,
roster.
but I hope the league does look into that a little much, man, because you do not need 4 preseason games.
No.
You don't.
It drags it on
You
too much. Get the
absolutely
season
do not.
started, get it going.
I know, and I get it. Some people are fighting for roster spots, but that's what OTAs are for.
Yeah.
That's what practice
You win
is
it in
for.
practice, right,
And
too.
then, like,
Yep.
you can't. I
How
don't.
would that
I don't
actually
think you can gauge somebody on how well they play football when they're playing. You know, it's the worst against the worst.
Yeah, right. You're playing third and fourth stringers against each other.
Really?
You gotta play them
I was
against
like,
somebody who's
get some 2 solid preseason games, get your starters in, and get these rookies in that you really have something behind, and get them playing with these starters.
So okay,
see how they
but
jump.
now okay,
Yep,
then
yep.
I just thinking about it, if you were a head coach now, and it does go down to 2 games, would you would the first game be like the starters play 3 quarters, and then that second
Ooh,
game
no.
be all the backups?
I would probably.
How would you do that?
You know, with my starters, I would probably do them a quarter or 2, maybe. At most.
So then
I'm talking a half.
So
I'm still gonna have.
okay, so
for the
what
first
I get
game,
it. So
yeah.
what you're saying is that second game would be like they'd play 3 quarters or so ish.
I don't even know if they should play.
You
3
think they
quarters.
even need that?
No, I don't think they do. I mean, these guys. I mean, most of these starters, they've been in the league. They know what it's about. You know, I think it's about getting those young guys in there and seeing if they can gel with these starters.
Yeah, I can
That's
see
what
that,
I'm
yeah.
looking forward to. I want to see, you know, Josh Jacobs running out with the starting offensive line, not with the offensive line that's going to get cut or go to practice squad.
Yeah,
right.
I want to see him behind that line. But sometimes, I don't want to see that. You know, you go to these games and they're a snooze fest. They're an absolute snooze
Yeah.
fest because you're watching all these guys like, who's this? You're looking them up on your phone like, oh, he didn't even
I'm
get
not gonna
drafted. Like,
A couple years ago, me and some buddies went to game 4, the 4th preseason
oh,
game.
jeez.
And we were like up in the nosebleeds, got him for free. And there was this dude, so hammered, he was passed out, like in his seat, just wasted, you know.
Yeah, and he was having a better time than you were.
And to the point where his buddies came up to him, and what the heck did they do? They smeared a pretzel. They went and got a pretzel or something, one of the big
Yep.
pretzels on his face, and they broke the pretzel off so that it looked like a part of the human anatomy.
Yes.
And they stuck it on the side of his face in front of all the fans, and we're taking pictures of it.
Oh, perfect.
See, that's
So
fourth
that's
preseason
the
game
fun
right
parts
there. That's
of
what
a
you
fourth
get of a fourth
preseason
preseason.
game.
Okay, there's something
Good
fun.
times, comedy.
Okay.
So that's
right.
all I like about it.
Good
so.
deal.
But you couldn't watch that for 3 hours.
No,
I
no.
was saying.
But it was the only thing entertaining about that entire game.
I can see that.
Anyway, any other football stuff?
I'm good.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. All right,
I
go,
dig it.
Go jump up and hit stop if you can.
Where's that at?
Why are you hitting stop?
Just so they're different segments.
Oh, okay.
You know, if I knew how to stop, I would.
I'll try it.
But
Oh, right.
Super person. I don't